Yes, sir. Y'all see it. Hey, so check this out. Of course, you got those who just gonna be haters regardless. And no matter what you do, who you are, who your family is, that really don't matter. But the one thing about me is I'm always open to new things. You know what I'm saying? So you got other people that of course are like, oh, he ain't gonna, he would never, he never wanted to, or this and that about me and Mellys relationship and all of that. But you know the crazy thing is Mellys locked up. But this is where I am though. I'm like right. I'm literally right in his city. Like I'm in Miami. Like if Melly could have got out, I would have actually been able to see him for real. Like, but I know I can't help the situation, but like it's crazy that I'm down here at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Look, some more shit that I can't make up. For those who like, oh, he left Melly and he would never, and he would, well, back then, you know what I'm saying? Like, when money was tight and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Careers was different. People didn't have the opportunities that they got now. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm in Miami. Like, I could have seen, I could have went and seen, I tried to go see Melly actually, and you know how they is with that. They're like, well, you probably won't be able to. You can try to schedule a video call type shit. I already knew they was gonna do that, but at least I'll try it anyway. But like, as far as this go, like I'm out here in Miami. You know, been up there to the jail and everything where Melly was at, trying to see what I can, you know, do because I was down here at this time. Like, here y'all go. Like, I'm telling you, if Melly was out right now, if he was out right now, if Melly was out right now, he'd be right here. He'd be right here with me. Like, I know for a fact he would, because that's what he told me when he wrote me. He want to be around us more. You know what I'm saying? Like circumstances with circumstances. You know how that go. You know, life, and I can kind of understand. I can understand why his mom would have wanted to move away from Ohio and move to Florida and shit like that and somewhere bigger because we already know. You know what I mean? We don't. You know, we don't. Our opportunities was slim, you know what I'm saying, out in Ohio. It's not like a fast-paced life like out here. Like I wish that the shit that happened to Melly had never happened or wish he was never in this situation. But in the back of my mind, I'm kind of glad that he didn't grow up in Ohio where I grew up because if you're not somebody that, you know what I'm saying, is career minded or you're not somebody that, you know, has goals for real, like you really end up like stuck down there in Ohio, kind of sometimes. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm stuck because I got a good ass job. Like I got a CDL and shit. So I got a good job. Like, but for a lot of people that are in situations to where they maybe don't want to drive for a living, maybe the things that pay the most in Ohio, maybe that's not what they like to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just feel like, you know, man, I just, no matter who people are, like I don't like to see them limit themselves, you know what I'm saying, goal wise. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like y'all can do any of y'all, whether I know you or not. Like that's my message for real. Like I want y'all because this right here is I was already motivated, but to be out here in the seat and to be in Miami and to see the things that go on and to see how it works out here and to realize that I could live here. You know what I'm saying? Because the world will have you thinking, that you can't do certain shit because certain shit costs too much or the cost of living is this and that. But out here, it's regular people out here too, and they work in regular jobs. Like I was saying before, like how was a lady working in a restaurant? She living out here downtown somewhere, like she's making it. So it's like motherfuckers is making it out here the same way they making it out there. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what I'm saying, because it's like it's a surreal thing when it comes to people talking about places like this. You know what I mean? It's an overrated thing when they come to talking about going to different places. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, to me, it's just like, wow. And then I hear, it's like when I was younger, you know, Melly was, you know, he was made when I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? His mom moved out here and shit. Like I was saying, I don't have nothing against her. Uh, you know, for moving out here, I can kind of understand. Like it was more opportunity, and she was probably trying to make it better for herself. But what I was trying to make people understand, to be honest, is that don't try to look at me like I'm a bad parent or I'm a bad person because she left with him. You get what I'm saying? I'm not mad at her for that because Melly probably wouldn't have, from Ohio, he could have made it big, but it wouldn't have been as easy as it was here. You know what I'm saying? For him to make it in what he wanted to do. So I'm kind of glad that Melly wasn't stuck in Elyria, Ohio, because Melly probably wouldn't be what he is today. I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? That, but it's like I'm not mad at her for that at all. Like, because I see now, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here myself in Miami right now. So I see what goes on and I see the way that they live life out here. And if they out here, like they live life free. These people, you don't see too many, you know what I'm saying, unhappy people and shit out here. You see a lot of couples and families and shit. People just coming to the beach, just living life. You know what I'm saying? They got that bucket list. They know like tomorrow ain't promised and they just living day by day. And I can dig it. Like, I can dig it. Like, I like what I see. But then what you know, I guess it's probably some ghetto side of town I don't know about, but I'm not trying to go everywhere anyway like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to go to the hood for what? You know, but it's just like, man, I just want to say that, just like, damn, you know, because, and I'm on my YouTube, usually not even on here. I'm on here because, you know, people always talking about what a person like, you know, it's people that have been, family members that have been taken from people, you know what I'm saying, for long periods of time, or this has been happening for decades, man. Like, and I wish that, you know what I'm saying, something could have been different about the situation with me and Melly. You know what I'm saying? I do. Every day I wish that could have been different, but you know what I'm saying? Circumstance, I can't be mad at anybody for making the decision to get out of Ohio. But I just don't want to be to blame for the distance. You understand what I'm saying? Him coming down to Ohio 2 or 3 times when he was little and staying with me and shit, and then her just not, you know, to me, it's like I wanted it to be more. I really did, but it wasn't nothing I could do. You know what I'm saying? With him being all the way down here and me being all the way down there. But circumstances happen. And I don't know why, like, to me, it just seemed like she got a problem or like she mad at me. It was never really no beef. You know what I'm saying? As far as I go, I never really had any beef with her. You know what I'm saying? As far as, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. Like, I wouldn't even hit her up because if I hit her up, she's probably either not going to respond or she feels like she's either better than me. I don't know what it is, but there really at this point should be no beef. Like, to me, I feel like we should be coming together. Like, our son is in a situation that we didn't put him in. And I'm gonna say we because she didn't put him in the situation either, but I definitely didn't. Because to be honest, I didn't move Melly down to Florida. She did. So you can't blame, you get what I'm saying? You got people on this internet and it's just funny to me. I don't even let this shit, I never let it get to me. But you got people that look at this YouTube page and shit, they like, oh, well, oh, you left him and you left him and this dude went to the store and came back with a mixtape. Y'all goofy if y'all just not paying attention, bro. I swear to God, I was recording music before Melly was ever even thought of. When his mom was sneaking up to the studio and shit, coming up to the studio, popping up to the studio, I was recording. Melly was not even thought of then. So I don't even give a fuck because I don't feel like I got nothing to prove. It's just people just, man, it's just, man, it's so much more than this. Like, just people just be worried about the wrong shit. You still got people getting on my shit talking about, oh, well, Melly don't know you. Not as well as I would like for him to know me. No. But does he know me? Yes. That's because of me, because of things that I did is the reason why he knows me. Us being in contact when he was growing up and me keeping up what was going on. That's how he knows me. But do I wish that we could have been a lot more closer? Yes. Do I wish we could be as close as me and my other son, little Donte, is? Yes. You get what I'm saying? But you can't control everything that happened in your life. And people are always so quick to try to judge the next person, knowing that if they had a dad that was locked up for 20, 25 years of their life for something that had nothing to do with them, if that parent got out, that person gonna want to know their dad. People know these feelings. If you somebody that even has a heart, you know how it is with these dads. You cannot possibly think that my son don't want to know me better. He can say anything he wants. He can get mad and say, oh, I don't know him. But you want to be closer to me. Naturally, that's what any kid do, little girl or little boy, how they are about their dads. These kids love their dads. And if they have an opportunity to be around them or have a better relationship with them, why not want them to? If that's what they want. I'm not no bad person. I would have never misled my son to do. The one thing I can say is he wouldn't have been playing with no guns. Don't none of my other kids, they not playing with guns or doing anything or hanging with nobody fucked up. I wouldn't have let that happen, but I can't say that. Like I said, You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say anything about nobody's parent and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at all. You know, it's a lot, y'all. It really is. For me to be down here in Miami right now on the beach and Melly not right here, you get what I'm saying? Because of the circumstances that had nothing to do with me, he is not right here. I guarantee you, his mom would probably be mad. I wouldn't give a fuck. She would be mad. I'm telling you, Melly would be right here. If Melly could know that I'm here, he would be right here. I don't know what he says to other people, but I know when we wrote back and forth a few times, I know the vibe that he had towards me was not bad. The vibe was like, I want to see y'all. Like, I want to see my other siblings, and I'm coming to see y'all. I want to see y'all. That's how he is. He not like, oh, well, fuck y'all and fuck you and you. Like, he knows now. Now he's old enough to understand that the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's old enough to understand that I never left him. And the only, like I said, even during my interview, whatever the situation was, what I said, I was telling y'all, like, I mean, you know, a person is going to say what they want. But at the end of the day, if y'all couldn't look at how I look now, when I was in that interview that y'all see on my YouTube page, I was stressed out. I probably looked bad, but you know what? I didn't even give a fuck, because at the end of the day, it wasn't even about me. I was just expressing my feelings about my son, because at the end of the day, everybody thought it was because, oh, well, he got famous. Man, it has nothing to do with it. I keep trying to tell people, I'm not the type of person, whoever y'all think I am, that money person, that person that's just doing this. I'm not even anybody that know me. I don't have that type of personality. This trip that I took to Florida, I'm paying for this. I'm doing this. Melly ain't doing anything for me. I don't want Melly to do anything for me. This is not about Melly doing anything for me. He can buy his mom 1 million houses and I wouldn't give a fuck, because you know what? I'm going to have my own house. And guess who's going to pay for it? Me. I said it before. I have a good job. I have a great career. I love what I do. And I make great money. And I'm going to buy my own house. This ain't about, oh, well, Melly's famous and he's my son. I can get some money from him. Nigga, I'm not even that type of individual to take handouts. I get it out there. I get my own money. I don't need nobody's paycheck but mine. So where people getting this other shit, I don't even know. But the people that saying the shit, they don't know me. You don't know nothing about me. Only thing you know is, oh shit. Before they were saying, oh well, Melly got a dad, but Melly don't know his dad. Nah, Melly knows his dad. Melly doesn't know his dad like he should. But again, whose fault would that be? Because to be honest, I was not in control of that situation. Well. But if anybody should be pointing the finger at, it would be his mom. I don't fault her for it, but at the end of the day, think about the situation. How can you point the finger at me? I'm here visiting Miami. I literally still live in the same neighborhood that I lived in when she got pregnant. So if she would have stayed there and had him there, I would have been around him every day. You get what I'm saying? So you can't put the blame on the man. Y'all always try to put the blame on the man. Like, oh, well, you left. Oh, well, you left her. You left him hanging. I never left nobody. I still live in Ohio. That's where she's from. How did I leave? Who left? She did. And that's what I'm trying to tell everybody. But I've always been an outgoing person. And if I can do something, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to do it. If Melly had needed me down here at some point, even when he was doing the shit he was doing, if he had said, Dad, you know what I'm saying? If he had said, Pops, you know what I'm saying? I want you down here with me for this, and that. You know what I'm saying? I would have been here. And then the crazy thing about it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been here regardless. I couldn't be, if I could have followed him to Florida when they moved, if I could have followed her, because she was only pregnant like, what, a month? As soon as she found out she was pregnant, she fucking left. A few weeks after finding out she was pregnant, she left and came down here to Florida. We both teenagers. And at the time, I had already had a daughter. So I'm supposed to just uproot everything I got and just leave and follow her down here, not knowing if we're even going to be together or not. I don't have no family down here. So y'all tell me what the fuck y'all would have done. That's what people not understanding. People get on here judging, but they don't understand me. You don't know me. None of them people know nothing about me. Y'all don't know me personally. You got to get to know me personally to make that type of judgment and say, this nigga's just a deadbeat that just didn't want to. How? If my child was moved away from you, if that happened to one of y'all, then y'all will understand. Your baby mom gets pregnant. You can't stop her from going anywhere. What could I do? And she wasn't even a grown up. We was both minors. So she couldn't tell her mom that she wasn't going. How was that gonna work? So that all that shit was out of my hands, y'all. Out of my hands. At the end of the day, I'm a real person, bruh. I'm a real person, bruh. I ain't never been the type of motherfucker that's out asking nobody for no money. That's not me. That's not me. My son's a millionaire, right? I don't want that shit, y'all. The way that I was raised was not on material things, y'all. I done worked every type of job that you can fucking name. I done waited tables. I done been a host I'm not too proud to do nothing. But you know what? Because I was humble like that and I worked at different places. And right now, if I lost my job and I felt I wouldn't be too proud. I don't think I'm better than nobody. First of all, let's say that. Son famous and everything. I'm not like these motherfuckers. That's what y'all need to know. I'm not like them. I'm not the type that thinks I'm better than anybody, no matter what situation I'm in. There is no job to take care of my family that I wouldn't work. I would work at a Giant Eagle. I would work at a gas station. I would work right now if I needed to take care of business. That's what I would do. But like I said, I got a CDL, so I put myself in a situation where money is not an issue to me. You get what I'm saying? I set that up for me because that's what I wanted for me and mine. So it's like people just, you know what I mean? And it's funny because I go back and I look at some of these comments and I'm like, that's the problem. You know, people always be worried about the wrong shit. Y'all always worried about the wrong shit. Like, why are you motherfuckers so worried about my relationship with my son? Because at the end of the day, if it was your dad, which and you had been away from your dad for something that was out of your hands, y'all can't tell me that y'all wouldn't want to meet up with y'all dad and that y'all wouldn't want to be closer to y'all dad. Anybody would. Everybody's so quick to open up their mouth and be like, oh, he was this and this was that and this was that. But he's still living and so am I. So why wouldn't we want to be closer if there's an opportunity in a situation to where his mom can't control what he's doing? He's grown, beyond grown now. So his mom can't control everything he does and try to put something in his ear and say, oh, your dad is this and your dad is that and your dad is this and your dad. But at the end of the day, the crazy thing to me is this. I'm not going to shit on nobody. I'm not going to say nothing bad about nobody. But some of y'all females be messed up in the head at certain times. And I'm not saying everybody, you know what I'm saying, it's like that. But you got some females that's really weird. Like if you really want to know the big picture, all you got to do is look at Mellys' whole name. Look at his whole name. His whole name is Jamel Maurice Demons. So tell me how bitter a female has to be spiteful. You're going to say, instead of making his name Jamel Maurice Taylor, she makes it Jamel Maurice Demons. My name is Donte Maurice Taylor. So it's like, she kind of fucked up there because there's a hint in there because it's not a coincidence that we got the same middle name. But I had never done anything to her at that point, especially up until the point that he was born, because what did I do to you? You moved away while you were only not even a month pregnant. So what did I do to you that made you decide, oh shit, when they're born, I'm going to give him my last name? I never did anything to deserve that. You knew he was mine. I knew he was mine. So why didn't you give him my last name? Spiteful. For what? For what? That's the part I don't understand, because that happened when we was teenagers and she had moved on and had several kids. Moved on and got married. And I never gave a fuck about that. That life goes on. I moved on too with my life. I never cared about any of that. So I don't understand what the beef is, why, you know what I'm saying, why she feels like, you know, we couldn't even talk or nothing, why she's being weird, because what the fuck, what should we even be beefing for? We should be coming together for the sake of our son. You know what I'm saying? We should be coming together. We should be speaking and coming together because that's what he needs. He don't need that shit, that segregation shit right now. He needs us to come together as parents and be like, look, we here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like you try to count me out of anything. That like motherfuckers done show me on the internet to where I'm saying something about Melly, and then his mom has literally said, "Oh, that's not his dad. That's not his dad. He doesn't know him." Well, if you feel that way, whose fault would that have been? Because you're the one that left with him. You and your family left while you was pregnant with my kid. So whose fault would that be if he doesn't know me like he should? It wouldn't be mine. It would be yours. But I'm not pointing the finger. I'm not pointing the finger, but at the same time, it's like you ain't gonna try to make me look like I'm something that I'm not. Like I left my son. And then the crazy thing about it was, which I said before in the interview, like, hello, like what to have my son thinking up into a certain age that even with me and him communicating, he still was thinking that I left him. He was trying to figure out, because you got to think, he was in his mom's stomach. He wasn't even born. So he's born in Florida. So he's like, well, damn, okay, I was born here. So he was thinking growing up, like, damn, where is my dad? And why did my dad leave me? Why is my dad all the way down there? And you wouldn't believe the ignorance of some parents. Instead of her saying, Melly, okay, yeah, you're born here and your dad's there, I can explain. We left with you. She never told him that. She had him thinking that in the back of his mind that I left him, instead of telling him, and then had her Benny, whatever his name is, the ex or whatever now, but had him thinking that I left Melly, and had him, it was a situation where we and him had a conversation because some years back, Jamie had called. She had called and said she had missed her people in Ohio and was asking me how they was doing and all that shit. And I was telling her, okay, everything was cool. So then she had said some shit like whatever was going on with him. He was, I ain't gonna put it out there. He was cheating, some dumb shit that was going on in their relationship. And she got to kind of like crying about it and shit. And I'm like, it's gonna be cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, you'll bounce back from it type shit, trying to, lift her up type shit. And she like, well, so after that, she like, I miss y'all down in Ohio. I'm like, I know you do, you know what I'm saying? You've been down there for a long time, and that's not, people don't understand that that's not where you from. Now, mind you, this is before Melly was ever even famous. He was not even famous then. So then she hangs up, I guess, because he comes home. She's like, well, he home. I'll call you back a little later. So I'm like, okay, bet. I understand. I ain't mad. So then I get a call from a fucking 772 number. I pick up the phone. Guess who it was, y'all? Guess who it was? It was him. It was dude. He like, well, why is this number dialed on this phone in her phone or whatever? Who is this? I'm like, this is Donte. He like, oh, Donte who? I'm like, Donte, Melly's dad. He's like, oh, you was on the phone. Oh, you called that nigga? Oh, you called that nigga? I'm thinking like, you be messing with other chicks anyway, not to put the business out like that. But at the end of the day, you be cheating anyway. So why is you worried about her a conversation that she having with me from Ohio and I haven't seen her in years? Like, what? You must be insecure because you really like thinking something going on. And she's calling me from all the way in Florida and I'm in Ohio. Like, so what is the big deal? We have a kid together. Who cares, right? So this is what I'm saying. I'm like, well, bruh, you trying to check me about it? I said, but if you got a problem with what she did, then that's something that y'all need to work out. That has nothing to do with me. She hit my line. And there's nothing wrong with her having a conversation with people that's in Ohio where she's from. You think she's never going to call? She's never going to ask about her family that she hasn't seen down here type shit. So I just told him like that and I left it at that. And I told him on the phone, I'm like, bruh, I said, and the funny part is you talking to me disrespectful and you don't even know me. How could you feel that type of way towards me and you don't know nothing about me? And I found out what it was. Guess what it was, y'all? You already know what I'm getting ready to say. The disrespect that was coming from him was because he thought the same thing that she had my son thinking. He thought this nigga on the phone with her, but he left Melly. So what I told him before we got off the phone, I said, listen, bro, I don't know you. I said, but by the way you talking to me, I know you don't know the truth. Because if you knew the truth, you wouldn't be talking to me disrespectful because you don't even know me and I never done nothing to you. I said, have your wife sit you down and tell you how she really got to Florida and tell you what really happened with Melly and let her tell you that I never left him. She had him thinking some way towards me because he's thinking, oh, this nigga left his kid for me to take care of him. No. I know she told him then because he was asking questions like, what is he talking about? After she told him, he never said nothing else to me. Even after I did the first interview and I mentioned his name in the interview, the nigga has never said not one word. Because at the end of the day, she should have told you the truth. I can tell by his demeanor towards me that she didn't tell him the truth. She had him thinking I left my son instead of her leaving with my son. There's a difference between a father just up and then leaving and you leaving pregnant with the nigga kid. Like, that's completely different. That's completely different. Like, and not even just a few weeks pregnant. Like, it ain't like you was showing or something and you said, look, we got to move away from here. No, you came and told me, knocked on my door, took me in my back room of my house where we used to always be doing other stuff at, right? Takes me in there. She like, I got to tell you something. Breaks down crying. Like, I'm pregnant. And then I got something else to tell you. I'm moving to Florida. Nigga, I'm 16. What the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Y'all tell me what y'all would have did in my situation. I live in Elyria and I'm a teenager with a child. She gets pregnant, tells me, and then says she's moving to Florida. Like, what? And what am I supposed to do at that age, y'all? What would y'all have done? This is the shit that I'm saying. The internet is just weird. You know, to the conclusion that it is certain people that's just gonna hate. Certain people are gonna have something fucked up to say regardless. They're gonna say something fucked up no matter what. They're gonna say shit about Melly. I already know they're gonna say it's so many people that's like, oh well, he did it. He did it. Well, but that's strange because the courts obviously can't prove it because he hasn't been charged yet. So for everybody that's like, oh, well, he did it. Well, y'all can't prove it and neither can the courts. If that's the case, the courts would be the ones that would have to decide. Would y'all agree right now that the courts are a little indecisive after 6 years? No charges. People have to see that shit. I don't even say this shit just because it's my son. I would say it if it was a stranger and I've been following their court case. What fucking murder case takes this long if they have all this evidence against this person? I bet you Little Durk's cases don't take this long. I bet you his shit be all the way done before Mellys. I bet you. And that's some murder shit because they saying it was murder for hire. So at the end of the day, I bet you Little Durk's shit be done and over with and he gets sentenced before Melly do. But Melly's guilty though? Explain that. Something's not right. So at the end of the day, common sense would tell me after all of this time that there's something that he knows and they feel like he knows and they need for him to come out and say it. The fact of the matter is they cannot make somebody come out and say something that they do not want to say. They cannot continue to keep him for the rest of his life because they feel that he knows something that he's not telling them. That's why there's amendments and shit in the laws that say that you don't have to talk. And he got lawyers, so he's not going to talk anyway. His lawyer's going to say, okay, don't say that. Or don't say nothing. They talk for him, you know, and everything. So at the end of the day, he lawyered up. So what is he supposed to tell y'all? What do y'all want him to do? Tell the lawyers, oh, well, I know who shot the car up. It wasn't me, but I know who did it, and I can tell you who did it. So what? So my son will have to get out and really shoot somebody? People don't understand. People don't understand, man. People are so used to being around fake gangster shit that people actually think that everything that's gangster is fake. And it's not. Certain shit you really cannot speak on when you're involved in certain shit. If you understand what I'm saying. Even if Melly did know who shot at them, however the situation is, he is not about to tell y'all that. Why would he incriminate? Why is he going to tell y'all? And then the world's going to know that he told y'all who did it. Then he's going to get out here and it ain't even going to matter that he got out because I'm telling you, he's going to have a shootout with somebody. It's not about being scared. It's about being smart when you know what you're a part of. When you know what you're a part of and the things that was around you, why would you do that? And you don't have to. You don't have to say nothing because at the end of the day, the killer was not you. People gonna say what they want to say, but there's no way he would be the world's most dopest criminal right now if he did that shit like they're saying and got away with that shit. With no DNA, they didn't find no DNA. Like, come on, man. He would have to be a superhero to do that. We all know that something happened that shouldn't have happened, but Melly didn't do it. Melly didn't do it. I've been saying this shit for a long time. Melly did not do it. They was putting accusations on my son, like, when the shit first happened. He didn't even wait till the next day to fucking turn himself in. Ain't no fucking way. Melly did not make it where he was at with the music and doing the shit that he was doing to make himself better. He didn't make it there being no fucking dummy. If a nigga know that he just murdered these people and he's just hearing accusations, a nigga is about to run. He had money. That nigga would have tried to flee. He would have tried to run. He wouldn't have just went and turned himself in. Like, if he thought, he already knew that he wasn't the shooter. It doesn't matter what else he know. That's why every time that he been in court, if y'all following his shit, you know what I'm saying. What fucking evidence did they present? Somebody tell me what evidence that they presented that was worth shit. We watched the whole shit. They never came with nothing. All of the evidence that they had, that they was telling, all the evidence that they said, they had the social media and everything thinking, oh, they got him. Oh, they got him. They got this evidence. The shit that they're showing y'all in the social media is not usually even used in the court of law. They cannot show y'all the motion of the whole motion of discovery on YouTube. People stupid and don't realize that. That's only for your eyes to see, for you to get for you to speculate yourself and for you to decide if you think he's guilty or not. That's not for the courts. So the whole world can go along with whatever they're saying, but that's not going to it's not going to make my son guilty in the court of law. And I'm going to keep saying this until he out, because I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, they holding him, and we know why. Mellys is not about to get charged with this crime. He is not. They hold him. He would have already been charged, y'all. That's what I'm saying. What cases, if I kill somebody right now and they got all the motherfucking evidence, why do the lawyers had to beg for how long to even get him to have his first trial? If y'all got, it's common sense, y'all. It's common sense. If they got all of this evidence, they would want to have court tomorrow. They don't want to wait six years later to have a trial or a they would be like, oh, we got him. They know when they got you. They know they don't got nothing. That's why it's taking so long. Melly is listen, I'm gonna want y'all to watch this. Come back and watch this live when he get out. I'm not saying it's going to be next month. I'm not saying, but when this shit is all said and done, my son is going to be free. It's not hard to see that he's going to be free. And if y'all listening to look at the judge, all you got to do is pay attention to the judge's demeanor. The last thing that I watched with him and the judge, watch how the judge is talking to the prosecutor. The judge is literally saying, well, we had this, he's been in this facility, in your facility for 2,000 X amount of days. And he did just like that. And he paused like, and so he getting mad at them because that don't look good for all of them. Why are we holding this young man? First of all, he's not a flight risk at all. He turned himself in because he knew that they were running around saying they were looking for him for the murder case. They had already accused him. As soon as he heard that they was accusing him, he got on Instagram and told his fans, look, I apologize for this, but I'm not about to make them think that I'm running. I didn't do nothing. I'm not going to have them look for me. If they accusing me, I'm just going to go turn myself in because God got me and I know I didn't do this. So eventually they got to let me go because I'm not guilty. That's what he did. So put the pieces together, man. There ain't no fucking way. And then the crazy thing is just today, or I was at this barbershop down here in Miami. I was in this barbershop and this dude had started talking about Melly, but he's sitting there talking about him for a whole hour before I said anything. Before I told him, like, look, bro, that's my son you talking about, because I didn't want him to say nothing crazy while I'm sitting there and then me have to be like, look, bro, like, I ain't trying to, but that's my son, like, pipe that shit down. But so that's when I told him when he started talking about it. But he was talking about Melly and he said, you know what's crazy, man? He was like, that song. And I stopped him right there. I said, bro, he's like, I don't think he did it or nothing, but it's just crazy that he made that song. I said, look, this is the part that I said, well, that song was created so many years before. That song was created so long before he ever even released it as a song. He did that shit first and it didn't sound anything like it sounded once he got it really professionally done. Like, that's something that so many years ago, before he even had a dreadlock in his head, he did that song, and then he turned around and you would see the footages of him listening to the song when it didn't sound anything like it did because he had recorded it at his house or some shit when he first did that. Then you listen to the product that it came out to be when he got his shit professionally done, and you like, damn, you know what I'm saying? This is the quality now, and this is what the quality it was then. Not that the quality was terrible, it just was plain and shit. Really wasn't no ad libs. The beat that they used was like, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? But if you go back and listen to it, but they couldn't, I told the dude, I said they couldn't use the song because that song was created so many years before I mean, he even like, it's not like you can't say that 5 years ago or when he was doing Juvenile Life, he planned on killing his friends. So he created a song back then called Murder on My Mind. So then he got out and brought the song to life and made a hit out of it out here while he's free. Then all of a sudden he's a murderer because we know he did it. And that's the first thing that they try to use. Like, how corny is that? Because I could think of several artists, rappers, singers, all that have made songs about killing and songs that were subliminal about killing. And they didn't pick them up and say, I mean, and say that they murdered somebody or nothing like that. So they tried to link the things together, and those things had nothing to do with it. And people so fucking simple-minded these days that it was people actually going along with that. Like, oh yeah, he did make that song. He did make a song called Murder on My Mind. So that means that, oh, that's what it was. He was going to kill his friends, and he planned this shit all that time. And that's why he made Murder on My Mind. Man, y'all simple-minded motherfuckers be killing me. There ain't no way you could possibly believe that shit. There ain't no way you could possibly believe that how long ago that song was actually created, that he was doing, he created that song because the murder on his mind was his friends that he was just plotting to kill. That wouldn't even make sense. That wouldn't even make sense when they was all in the motherfucking headline. They was all in the headlines together. Them niggas was making money because he didn't give a fuck about. Obviously, he wasn't no selfish person because he could have took off by himself. He could have took off by himself. He was the name. He was the name. He is YNW. You understand what I'm saying? So if he didn't want them to be a part of that, he would have never made them a part of it, is what I'm saying. So it ain't got nothing to do with, somebody said, and then, and the other dude, one of the victims, his dad he be talking shit. I don't give a fuck because at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what I gotta say too. I ain't never had no argument or no problems with the dude because I don't know him, but he be on here, you know what I'm saying, talking about, oh well, we don't know Melly, and we know. Of course you're gonna have your speculation because I understand something happened to your son. But come on, bruh. Word to the wise, he gonna be mad at the end because we all know eventually they're gonna have to let Melly go. Either they're gonna have to get the evidence that's gonna make him the killer, or they're gonna have to let my son go. You can't just hold him for 10 years or something of his life just because you feel like he knows something that he's not saying. He is not obligated to tell the court shit. Those are the laws you have. There's a freedom of speech and there's a law that says what you don't have to tell. That nigga don't have to tell y'all nothing. Eventually you're gonna have to let him go. You can't hold him forever for not telling y'all something. You can't. Now if they can prove that he murdered somebody, then yeah, you can hold him forever. But we already know that's not what's going to happen. It's going to end up being time served. Y'all done had him almost 7 years. Like, how much more of his life are y'all going to take for no reason? He's not a flight risk. Let him go home. Let him go home on an ankle monitor or something. Y'all let it, the other co-defendant, he done been out a few times on an ankle monitor. But y'all don't think it's ironic that he got out on an ankle monitor, but ain't he the one that dropped the 2 dead bodies off at the hospital after he changed clothes? So please, explain to me who the motherfucking suspect should have been. Not saying anything about him, because I don't have nothing against him. I'm just keeping it real. How did he get out on an ankle bracelet if he was the one that dropped him off and changed his clothes before he did it? So at the end of the day, who looks like the suspect? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Y'all explain to me who looks like the suspect. Who do you think they would have kept or they should have kept? If anybody, they would have kept him because you look more suspicious than Melly. But when you come to a system that's about money, of course they want Melly because Melly is the big name. Melly is the big fish. So, oh, we think he knows something. So let's get him and reel him in because he has to pay us millions of dollars, whether he did it or not. He has to constantly pay his lawyers. He's paying that courthouse. That courthouse is getting paid because of Melly. Every court hearing. And they know he got bread. So at the end of the day, they know they ain't hurting him. So they're going to try to keep him in there as long as they can because as long as he's there and they're going to court, he's got to pay these high restitution shit. He ain't no telling what the fuck numbers he paying. I wouldn't even want to know. Because you know that lawyer shit always go. They ain't going to give somebody at his status a court-appointed lawyer. He don't even get them options. You're a millionaire. You getting $1 million lawyers. You get what I'm saying? He's paying these lawyers and he's paying this court and they making this money. Like they feel like whatever bond that they would give him, they don't feel like it would be what they would like it to be. They don't feel like that would be enough for them to make a living, basically. It wouldn't be enough for the courts. It has to be more. We got to set his bond at something that's just crazy. So we can remodel this motherfucker. That's what they want to do. You really want to know. Like, they want that bread. That's what the fuck that is. But like I said, you still got motherfuckers that's gonna come over here and be like, oh, Melly did it. Oh, lock him under the court. Lock him, put him in jail and never let him out. He's gonna get life. We know he did it. Well, he didn't do it. Melly did it. He didn't do it. Now, what they say, he didn't do it. Melvin did it. Melvin did it. He didn't do it. It was his other personality that killed him. So they're gonna have to prove that Melvin did it too. So far, they have been unsuccessful to prove that Melvin or Melly killed anybody. They have not proved that. Where have they proved it? They didn't have so many years. It was crazy that it took that amount of time in the first place. They had at least 4 years to get the evidence together. When it came for court after almost 4 years, the fucking prosecutor is in that bitch stuttering. Still didn't show nothing that makes my son the killer. They have speculations that the fucking forensic people made speculations based on a hypothesis or whatever the fuck they got going on. That shit that they doing is not facts. Then people cannot tell you that shit without a doubt. They can make speculations based on their expertise. That doesn't mean that Melly was sitting where they say he was sitting. That doesn't mean that Melly was the shooter. They could be wrong. That's what I be trying to tell people. These people are normal people, and their job is to try to figure out where a bullet came from and how it would have came, and to speculate where the person had been sitting. But does that make that a fact? No. These motherfuckers make mistakes too, and not to mention, you know who they're working for. So what do you think they're gonna say? They already had their mindset that Melly did this shit. So of course they're gonna say something to elaborate with what the fuck the system thinks, because at the end of the day, these forensic people are working with them. They think the same thing that they think, which is he's guilty. He did it by all means necessary. Melly's the one. Well, why haven't y'all been able to prove it yet? I ain't never seen no shit like this. Like, goddamn, how long did the OJ case take? Did it take 7 years? I'm just saying, I don't even think the OJ case took that goddamn long. For them to, at the end, come up with a he couldn't fit the glove shit. I'm like, come on, man. This shit crazy. I didn't know this motherfucking beach was open. This motherfuckers out in this bitch sitting in the dark and shit. Is this what motherfucker be doing? I guess I don't know shit, y'all. Here I was fucking thinking that. Damn, that's crazy. Motherfuckers don't even 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm heading back up to here to this goddamn I know it's kind of dark, probably kind of hard for y'all to see because I'm walking through this path that leads to my cousin's house through the beach thing. I'm gonna come back down here though. That fucking that they'll let me at night. So this, I guess the beach don't ever close. That's what I'm guessing anyway. Cause they got little lights out here and shit. All that shit. This motherfucker's jogging out here in this bitch. I gotta pee so fucking bad. Bro, I gotta pee so bad. I'm sorry, y'all. I couldn't hold it. Whew. Excuse me. Don't judge me. I had to pee bad, bro. I couldn't take it. That's weird. Now you got people just now coming down here. Like, they just now coming down to the motherfucking beach. And it's dark. But yeah. Shit's crazy. Man, I think I'm at the right one. I don't know. Look at this though. Hey, this shit litty though. Look. Like you can night walk down here. Like
Yeah, yellow line, follow it all the way to the back of the page.
oh shit, I didn't even know it was still on here. Whew. That was just a little introduction. Sorry about the introduction. So I'm outside of Miami. I'm out where my cousin lives. I'm outside of her spot. Just trying to put my socks back on and get all this motherfucking sand out my goddamn shoe. I don't know about y'all, but I don't like the way that shit feel in between my toes. Ouch. Sand in between your toes feel kind of nasty, y'all. So, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get that sand out. But, boy, oh boy, I tell y'all. It's getting a little windy out here. Just a little bit. I think I kind of got used to it though, just a little. You know what I mean? Not completely, but like I got a little bit used to it because I was out there on that beach. It's like a wind that it's kind of a little chilly, but it ain't nothing crazy.
Sí, ellos estaban en el arroyo, ¿viste? Mucho, marico, no mucho. Andaba caminando negro, el carrito era así, marico. Oiga, si hay policía en la calle.
They down here on their scooters with their helmets on and all that bullshit. All that bullshit. All that bullshit. All that bullshit. Yeah. Security. Security. I said security. Security. Calling security. We balling. We balling. Hey. That's how we ball. Don't be hating on us. We fabulous. Cause you and I, T.Y. is all we need. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They still got regular Amazon people out here too. Delivering, I know they be going through some shit. I can only imagine what they be going through trying to deliver out here. That's all I do. No matter whatever. Oh wow. Cause you and I, T.Y. is all we need. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I've been balling, been calling, you've been calling me too much. I only got 4 minutes. I'll never have my girl again. I lose her to some other man. Oh, cause our pie's leaking. Only got 4 minutes. Come on. Pardon me if I'm talking fast, cause I'm stumbling all up in my words. Heard you were leaving town. The ought to be the one to know first. Ooh. What's the reason that you're saying you can't keep it real with me? It's because of relationships that I have out in the streets. Never mind. I only got mm, 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 mm. Tell me what's really going on. Trizzy back up in this bitch. I'm ready. What's happening then? Out for surgery. Now I'm back again. Like I'm up. Man. Oh yeah. Yo. You see, witches be messing like malls. Pimp shit, Cadillac with the bows. Bitch, good. Mama told you never mess with a southern pimp. I got that pimp name. I keep the cat up all in one stable and then the bitch drops it at the mouth. Yeah, I'm out of here though. Holla at your boy.